What's up guys, Sleepz here with another episode of my Journey to an Ultimate Team, and in this episode we are actually not going to be playing any online game modes, and that's not because I did not want to play online, it is because for some strange reason I keep getting this error, and this has been going on for upwards of an hour, 2 hours, and I cannot search a match online in Divisions or in Foot Champions, so thankfully this year there are squad battles to get us through a moment like this, but I'm really not sure what's going on. It's now post-commentary when I'm recording this commentary. It's like 3 hours after and I still can't search for an online match. I don't know what I'm going to do because obviously I need to play Foot Champs. So what is going on? Hopefully it gets sorted out and I can get my Foot Champs matches in later. So as I mentioned, we are going to be playing squad battles in today's episode, and I actually decided to go on ultimate difficulty because I'm going into this thinking, you know, if I can beat Castro's squad on ultimate difficulty and he has the likes of R9, Ronaldinho, all these great players, I'm like, I think I can take on these other teams, especially the first two squad battles. I saw that their chemistry was somewhere in the 50s, maybe in the 60s this first one. So I'm like, okay, ultimate difficulty, I've been here, done that. I think I can handle this and get some decent points, maybe pick up some rewards that we usually don't get because we don't play squad battles in this series. So I'm like, all right, ultimate difficulty it is. And then I realized that apparently the computer does not really care about chemistry or anything like that because they came up with some ridiculous plays still. And even though this one was tightly contested, you see it's the 78th minute and it's actually 2-all. But then the computer comes up with stuff like this. I mean, he lobs a ball like 50, 60 yards. Torres turns into the Hulk essentially as he shrugs off Bailly like he's a paperweight. And then finishes like it's nothing. And then at this point, I'm going all for it. And you see he's getting these, the computer I should say, is getting these deflections. And we lose this one 4-2. I actually got close to responding, making it 4-3 with Bailly in the dying minutes of the game. But it's Bailly. His finishing's not great. I don't really expect him to finish chances like that, so I wasn't too disappointed. So anyway, yeah, I decided to go on ultimate difficulty because I thought I knew what I was getting myself into, but after going into that match, I was like, yeah, I'm having second thoughts about this. So it was close though. The game was 3-2, and by the way, we did, even though we lost, we actually gained a rank. We must have been close to silver 3. And so I decided this next team also has poor chemistry. Let's try one more time, this time with the Serie A team, a little bit better team. Let's try to win this. And he actually has 3 bronze players in there. So I'm like, okay, let's try ultimate difficulty again. And as you guys can see here, it really doesn't matter because Iniesta scores in the 15th minute. The computer on ultimate difficulty, I want to say, is just ridiculous. Let me know if you guys play squad battles. Do you guys play on ultimate difficulty to get like maximum amount of points? Because I think when I beat that Castro squad battle on ultimate difficulty, it was a one-off. I mean, look at that goal from Iniesta. Like, that doesn't even seem natural. He just volleys that from the top of the box and it flies into the corner. So, yeah, do you guys play on ultimate difficulty? Do you guys, like, do these squad battles every week? And if so, what difficulty do you do? Because I found ultimate difficulty, after playing this second match, I felt like it was impossible. I got thoroughly beaten. You guys noticed that there were practically no highlights of me in this second match because I could do nothing. I just got outplayed from first whistle to last. And after that game, I was like, okay, I am done doing squad battles on ultimate difficulty. It is like playing against a cheat code. I can't handle this. I'm not doing this anymore. So after that, I toned it down to legendary, and I decided to attempt this again on that because I actually wasn't having a bad time, I should say, playing these matches. I found them fun enough. But after playing Legendary, I'm like, okay, this is more my difficulty. Ultimate is just ridiculous. Even though on Legendary, that is a ridiculous finish from Firmino on his left foot first time. That was just wild. So I think Legendary is a good balance for me personally. It's a good balance of, it's not like a free win. It does provide challenge, but it's not where I just feel like I cannot beat the game at all. So that's my breakdown of squad battles. If I ever do these again in the future on the series, it's definitely going to be on Legendary. I'm not going to do Ultimate ever again. It's terrible. So, obviously, we lost our first 2 matches, and we're actually trailing in this one. And right there, we could have scored if not for a huge block there from Luke Shaw. We're clean through here with Morata. He parries the shot wide. Vardy is there on the rebound. And honestly, Vardy seemed to be the only player that wanted to score throughout this whole thing. Apart from this exception, this rocket from Wanyama from outside of the box. But in the first game I played, the very first one against Ultimate Difficulty, Vardy picked up both goals. And right here he picks up the third, Wanyama picks up one. It seemed like Vardy was the only one that wanted to score. We're in on goal again here with Vardy. A bit of a fluky finish, I'm not going to lie. I believe this goes through the goalkeeper's legs, and we make it 3-1. So thankfully Vardy was clutching out the goals for us, because if it wasn't for him, I could have honestly lost this one as well. Willian with a great chance here. Schmeichel comes up with the save. And in this next clip, we are going to play Morata clean through in behind the defense. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and this is just a terrible finish for me. I'm not sure what I was trying to do there. I think I wanted to shoot across body, but then last minute I wanted to do finesse shot, and it just came out terrible. So it's the 90th minute here. We've basically won this game, but he actually does give away a penalty. I keep calling it he, but I know it's the computer, and the computer comes up with the save, which I think that's a little unfair. I mean, the computer knows where you're going to put the penalty. That's just a bit suspect when the computer saves your PKs. Anyway, we finally get a win on squad battles, thankfully, because as you guys know, we've been struggling on ultimate difficulty, and we are now into silver 2. So we're moving up. We'll at least get some rewards by the time this is all said and done. I don't even know when they give out rewards for squad battles, but I think we'll have something to open whenever they are dished out. So we're going to move on to this last match. I just wanted to do the first 4 that were there. And actually, after finishing this game, I realized that you can actually refresh it and get more opponents. And I'm going to assume that that is because we haven't played squad battles at all this week. So behind the scenes, I might play a few just because we've already kind of started this. And maybe I'll just play a few to get us into maybe the lower gold tiers or something, so that we can get a few more packs to open in the series, which would be nice. So we opened up the score in this one with a blast from like 35 yards out from Gomez. That was a very nice goal. We try again, the keeper comes up with a save. And have a look at this shocking miss from Perisic, guys. And I want to talk about Perisic because I have been struggling with him. I mean, look at this terrible, terrible miss. How is that not a goal? How is that not on target? I'm not sure what's going on with him, and I was using him yesterday in the weekend league, and he just hasn't been performing that well at striker. I've decided that I'm going to give him up until the Halloween boost kicks in and see if he can perform well even with the boost. But if not, I don't think I will get rid of him, but I perhaps will drop him back into a cam position. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I was expecting bags and bags of goals from him, and there's a great example of his lack of finishing. I don't hate using him. I really enjoy Perisic, but striker just might not be his position. So we also do come up away with a victory in this one. It wasn't enough points for us to get silver 1, but like I said, I'll probably play some games behind the scenes to maybe get us into silver 1 and possibly the lower gold tier. So to end this episode, guys, I'm doing something that you guys have been asking in the comments quite a lot. One of the most common comments I get is, how do I get my trades? Well, I'm going to share with you guys in this episode how I go about doing this, at least one of my techniques. And one of them is I set this exact filter, which you see me doing in the background. I put my maximum price at 100,000 coins, 101, whatever, and I put my minimum buy now at 200,000. So what this filter will do is essentially guarantee that you are going to find players that have been cheaply listed. You're going to have a few that obviously aren't, but you're going to get a lot. The great majority are going to be players that you list, that people have listed for prices that are significantly cheaper than their buy now. For example, this Salah, which I do get into a bidding war here, and that's what you'll be seeing in the background for a few seconds. So guys, it's all about setting this filter and then adding as many cards as possible to your transfer targets, because you're going to see, for example, with this Salah, I'm going to lose this bidding war. And that's what's going to happen for 90 to 95% of the cards you add. So you need to add in bulk just as many as possible so that hopefully a few of those fall through the cracks and you're there to pick up the scraps and get that cheap bid. Because like you guys are going to see right here, all I'm going to do is add as many as possible. If I see that they're cheap, and have Footbin open on the side. If you guys don't use Footbin, it's an amazing website. You should definitely use it if you plan on trading. It lets you know all the cheapest buy nows. It gives you graphs about how the price has fluctuated in the past X amount of days, however long you want. So Footbin is your best friend. So I have literally Footbin open on the side, and I'm just going through adding anybody that I see is cheap. Now, like I said, you're going to lose 95% of your bids. That's just the nature of it. But you have to be persistent and just continue going as much as you can. You see, this Arcardi one is a great example of what you're going to be doing. I have plenty other ones on the side, and you're going to be bidding on multiple cards at once. It's not just going to be one at a time, and you have to just keep going back and forth until hopefully, like I said, one does fall your way. Now, in the example that I'm showing here with these Icardis, I know that I can sell him for about close to 60,000, maybe closer to 58. So keep your profit in mind. If you guys don't know how to calculate the tax, I'm sure you guys have smartphones. Open up your smartphone, open up the calculator app, and just type in the amount that the player is worth, multiply that by 0.95, and that's actually what you will receive. So you see there, I failed there with both of those Icardis. They just fell through, and that's what's going to happen the majority of the time. So now that you guys have seen the reality of it, how many times you will fail, I'm going to share with you the successes. So after this entire trading session, I traded for about 45 minutes. And honestly, sometimes you'll trade for 45 minutes and get nothing. This time around, I was fortunate enough to pick up a few. Starting off with this Mounier. I saw this Mounier. I realized I could sell him for maybe around 55,000, 54, somewhere in that range. So I'm keeping that in mind, and I'm also bidding on this Ribery on the side, and I'm also checking on that Mertens. So you have to multitask and try your best to improve your chances by bidding on as many players as possible. And eventually we are actually going to win this Inform Mounier. The Ribery I knew I could get for 80,000, but eventually it just goes up so high. Honestly, sometimes on these open bids, the bid actually goes higher than the cheapest buy now, which is ridiculous. But this is the final bid I'm going to put in here for Mounier, the 44,750, and we're going to slow this down for you guys so you guys can kind of grasp it all, see that it does go through. It's processing now, and we have won that one. Now moving on to another one, and I don't really like bidding on Team of the Week items that are from the current Team of the Week, but I didn't actually realize Handanovic was from this Team of the Week, and I accidentally did it. You see me here clearing out my transfer targets, and this is just a great demonstration of exactly how many fall through. But we do actually win that Handanovic for 80,000 coins, which wasn't all that bad. Now, the final card, well, the final two cards I managed to get was actually this Once to Watch Bonucci, as well as another card that you guys will see in a second. But I'm kind of just babysitting the Mertens and the Bonucci in this clip. They both go for 100,000 coins roughly. Mertens goes for a little bit more, maybe 105, 106. So I know that every 100K, there's 5,000 coins that you will lose. That's also a great way that sometimes you don't want to use a calculator. That's a great way to just quickly calculate it yourself in your head. Every 100,000 coins that you're going to sell the player for, you're going to lose 5,000. So I know that I can't really exceed a bid of more than like 92. Even though sometimes for the Once to Watch cards, I don't mind going up a little bit more, because those cards tend to spike in price at random times, like before games, if they score a goal, like if anything great happens with them, that price will spike and you can make a little bit of profit that way. But for the Mertens, I know for sure I can't go higher than like 92, 93 at the absolute most. So that Mertens you see did end up falling through. I'm checking the price on Khedira, and eventually I am actually going to cut here to Mane, and you guys can see that not only did we win that Bonucci, but we do eventually pick up this Mane for a decent price of 51,000 coins. So there you have it, guys. That is how I go about doing my trading. As you guys can see, it's very, very grindy. You're going to lose the great majority of the bids that you do, but it's all about being persistent. And through that persistence, hopefully you guys can pick up a couple of good deals yourself. So this time around, we managed to pick up 4. And now to get to the good part, listing these bad boys up and seeing how much profit we can make. This Mounier, obviously we picked up for 44,750 coins. I'm going to list him for 53,000 coins, and we should make about 5,000 to 6,000 coin profit on him. Onto the Handanovic. The Handanovic, like I said, was a bit of a mistake, but nonetheless, we are going to try to sell him on for 88,000 coins. We bought him for 80. That's about 3,000 coin profit on him. And the Once to Watch Bonucci, I'm actually going to hold off on him. I'm going to wait a week. I'm going to wait to see the next time he plays for Milan. Maybe he has a good performance. We never know. I got him for 93,000 coins, which is a very good price. His cheapest buy now is like 100, 101. And if he gets a little spike in price, we could make a little bit more. But this Mane we got for 51, which is probably the best trade of the session. We're going to try to list him up for 63,000 coins, giving us a profit of almost 10,000. It's like just under 9K. So that's how the trade session went. It went decent enough. Let me know what you guys thought of this. I finally want to share this with you guys to kind of make up for the lack of online gameplay. I'm sorry you guys had to watch squad battles, but I hopefully made up for it in this trade session, and hopefully you guys learned something. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you're all enjoying the series. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.